Hey everyone, I wanted to make a short video uh, in regards to Dan Corner. Remember, I posted, and he really is good, I must say, at exposing uh, eternal security and promoting conditional security. I mean, I give him that. But as is the case, and I said this already, I do not agree with everything that he states, and I came across this one, and this is a very significant thing. So I must warn you about that, okay, being uh, a very, very important element of the faith. It seems like Dan holds to what is called semi-Pelagianism. Now, I mentioned this earlier, I'm going to say it again. There's a difference between Pelagianism and semi-Pelagianism. Pelagianism is that you can do everything without to earn the grace of God. That means you initiate, and then the grace of God comes to you, and this happens all the time. You don't need, in other words, the grace of God in order to satisfy uh, the or in order to do the right thing before God. Let's put it that way. In semi-Pelagianism, you first do something to be righteous, and show yourself righteous thereby, and then you get the grace of God for the first time. That is semi-Pelagianism, and this is exactly the position that Dan Corner seems to be holding to, and that is a very, very dangerous position. The grace of God always has to come first. Now and by the way, yes, God does dispense more and more of his grace. We receive God's grace, for example, in baptism, right? We receive it in the Lord's Supper. We receive it when we first come to faith, right? All these things, and we continue to receive it, and we must continue to cooperate with it. Okay, we can resist it, as I've mentioned earlier. But to say that there was once a time when you didn't have any of the grace of God, and you first did righteousness of your own, right? That God, when he made you, that he just, without giving you grace in any shape or form, he just, made it possible that you by your own can do good and then thereby earn the grace of God. That is false teaching. And that is very dangerous teaching. So I'm going to play a little bit just to confirm that that is actually what he is, or seems to be saying, I should say. And he needs to correct himself.
It's grace unmerited favor. In our day, grace is often presented to people as unmerited favor. Is this really what is revealed about grace in the Bible? Or is that portrayal a dangerous misrepresentation? Since we are saved by grace, we better learn the truth. Here are the facts.
See, this is what happens. By the he's an ex-Roman Catholic, and I was even thinking that this makes it even more astonishing that he would then not make the genetic fallacy and say, because the Roman Catholics believe in works, I will now completely stop believing in works. But it seems that he went even more extreme than the Roman Catholic Church is accused of, right? That he took the grace away. That has to first to be earned, which is another extreme. Let's see. Let's continue.
1. Noah was the first person in the Bible to get grace. We read of this in Genesis chapter 6, verse 8. But Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord. There it says Noah found favor or grace in the eyes of the Lord. Now we must ask, why did he find favor in God's eyes? The next verse tells us why. It says, this is the account of Noah. Noah was a righteous man, blameless among the people of his time, and he walked with God. Genesis 6:9. In other words, Noah found favor or grace in God's eyes because he was a righteous man who was blameless and walked with God.
Yeah, you see, this is where it's coming out. So the thing is, he found grace with God, so he did get the grace with God, and then he need to continue to cooperate after that. But he says that he's implying that before that he didn't have any grace. See, grace is also not just a one-time event. It's not that when you first get or when a person does something and then he God graces him further, right? That God hasn't already graced him beforehand to do that very thing. This is the thing. Like when we receive more of the grace of God is dispensed, for example, in let's say the communion, the Lord's Supper. What happens is, does that mean that we did not have the grace of God before that? No, otherwise we wouldn't be going there if we didn't have that. See, that's what he's missing. That's what semi-Pelagianists miss.
That is the reason why Noah found favor or grace in the eyes of the Lord, and the other people back then did not. 2. The same can be said about Lot, the second person in the Bible to find grace in God's eyes. In Genesis 19:19, Lot said, "Your servant has found favor in your eyes, and you have shown great kindness to me in sparing my life." The context shows he was also a righteous person, unlike the others living in Sodom. In fact, Peter comments on Lot at that time being righteous with these words. And if he rescued Lot, a righteous man, who was distressed by the filthy lives of lawless men, for that righteous man living among them day after day was tormented in his righteous soul by the lawless deeds he saw and heard.
Okay, you can listen to the rest of the video yourself. And because I just wanted to keep this short, so I'm not going to play all of it. You get the idea. And yeah, you have to be just, I mean, this is just how it is. I mean, sometimes also this happens because we should never idolize any one man, as I've mentioned before. So although he has a lot of truth, okay, don't get me wrong, a lot of good solid verses are presented by him in regards to conditional security. He's even written a very exhaustive book on conditional security. But you have to be careful when it comes to this. This is a vital element. The grace of God is always involved from the very get-go. Otherwise, we would never become righteous. Otherwise, we would never seek after God. The grace of God always comes first, and then it comes again and again and again. And we must continue to cooperate under the grace of God as it is dispensed further. So I'll just leave it at that. God bless you.